right, it's the final weather for Weather Geeks for the month of November. Hey everyone, good evening. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here. This is the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, of course, and every end of the month or start of month, we like to take a look at a lot of numbers, so I thought I'd kick off the video with a little bit of a flurry of stats for you here, since we've reached the end of November. It's going to end up being one of the snowier Novembers we've had of late. In fact, the snowiest November we've had since 2014, at the airport anyway. 9 inches worth of snow at the airport, double what is typical for the month of November. We average about 4.5 inches at the airport during November. Now, that being said, last night's snow kind of underachieved a little bit, I would say. This band of snow overachieved out towards Toledo. They had a real mess out there for a time last night. But there was just enough dry air in the lower levels of the atmosphere last night here locally in eastern Ohio, western PA, that it ate away at the snow for long enough that once it started snowing, it just was a little too late to reach the 1 inch plus that we kind of were banking on last night, officially a little less than a half an inch at the airport. Total precipitation for the month of November, when you factor in liquid precipitation and melted down snow, you see a lot of green here, but we didn't have any heavy rain days at all, and so it ended up being a drier than average November, about an inch below average, with the number at the airport coming in just under 2 inches of total precipitation. Temperature-wise, you see a lot of blue boxes, and yes, indeed, it was a cooler than average month. Now, we had a nice mild stretch from the 7th through the 12th, and almost every Wednesday and Thursday were pretty mild, but then almost every weekend day, almost every Monday and Tuesday were cooler than the average, including today. We were 1 degree cooler than average today. And we go into the record books as 1.5 degrees below average for November. This makes it the 4th cooler than average month out of 11 so far in 2011. July barely counts. It was 0.4 degrees below average. So November, the 3rd coolest month compared to average this year, behind February and May. Big contrast to October, the previous month, which was almost the warmest October on record. And of course, it was also very wet in October. We had a very warm and waterlogged month of October, and November was dry and chilly, so quite a change in the weather pattern over the last month or so. Year to date, through the first 11 months of the year, 2.1 degrees warmer than the average. The month will go, or the year I should say, will go into the record books as yet another warmer than average year. We haven't had a cooler than average year since 2014. And we will not have one here in 2021. Looking ahead to December. Now, our thoughts on December have changed a lot over the last few weeks. When we did the initial winter forecast almost a month ago, the overall idea was based on, a lot of analogs, a lot of past years with a similar setup to this fall and this winter. December would be on the cold side, maybe compared to average, the coldest month of the winter season. It's not going to be the case. We are looking for pretty good odds of a warmer than average month of December. Centered, I think, around the middle of the month. That's going to be the warmest stretch, maybe from the, say, 10th through at least the 15th or 16th, maybe even beyond that. The beginning of the month, not especially mild. The end of the month, maybe quite a bit cooler as well, but sandwiched in the middle, a pretty mild period coming up for mid-month. A warm December, pretty rare in a La Nina with some of the other stuff that's going on, so it's a little bit surprising, to be honest, how mild it may end up being in the month of December. The only year in our analog set that went into the winter forecast with a similar look to the map as this was 2011, December 2011, and that winter was a warm winter. December, January, and February, we ran the table, warm, all 3 months compared to average. I'm not expecting necessarily a repeat of the intensity of the warmth this winter season, but I think when we do our winter forecast update on Monday, you're going to see the odds of a warmer than average winter increasing. We had kind of neutral odds, if you will, with our winter forecast. We can kind of see it going either way or being pretty close to average. But based on what's going to happen in December, looks like it's going to be a warmer than average winter, more than likely. It's still going to get cold at times. It's still going to snow at times. But when we look at all the numbers at the end of February, chances are it's going to be warmer than average, considering what's going to happen in December. Now, precipitation-wise, not as strong of a signal. Our confidence is lower on precipitation. That includes snowfall in December. The overall pattern probably doesn't change much from November, in that the southern tier of states will be pretty dry. This is a pretty classic La Nina-looking precipitation map here. Now, we only need 1 or 2 decent storms to get up to our averages for December. You could have a really snow-free December, but 2 days featured a lot of snow, and it looks like it snowed a lot in December. Maybe we have kind of a December like that where the frequency of snow is not especially large, but maybe we have a couple of decent storms. The middle of the month, I think that stretch, again, from around the 10th through at least the 15th or 16th, probably is too warm for much snow. It looks like right now during that particular stretch. We'll talk a little bit more about snow chances in the short term coming up later in the video. In the meantime, tonight, a little disturbance passing through. Could a sprinkle or a flurry get as far south as maybe Mercer County in northwest PA? Yeah, it's possible. Most of us will be dry tonight with an increase in clouds. It was nice to see the sun for a time this afternoon, but clouds are going to win the battle for tonight. May see a little clearing from time to time late tonight into tomorrow morning, but then the clouds thicken back up again. If you remember, if you watched Weather Geeks yesterday, I speculated that we might have to throw in a chance for rain late in the day Wednesday. I didn't pull the trigger on that in the forecast last night, but I had to today, as the models have come into better agreement. And it looks like it's going to try to rain for a few hours right around dinner time Wednesday evening, and then a one-day warm-up on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds. Yes, there could be a passing shower early in the day and maybe later in the day with the arrival of a cold front, but most of Thursday will be breezy and dry. This front comes through, again, stray shower or two, not much fanfare with that front. Behind it, though, more seasonable for Friday and the weekend. Our model here wants to, along the next warm front, spit out a little light precipitation on Friday. Not ready to buy that just yet, but maybe it's on to something. If other models start to sing the same song, maybe we'll have to add maybe a little touch of snow or rain, maybe a sprinkle or a flurry to Friday's forecast. All right, snow chances in the medium range here. Before that balmy mid-December stretch, there may be some intrigue next week. We might have some light snow showers around Sunday night into Monday. Don't think that's a big deal. And this is the snow forecast on our models over the next 7 days, taking us through next Tuesday. But beyond day 7 here, it's interesting. Some of the modeling is trying to show a pretty decent winter weather event for parts of the Midwest and Ohio Valley, middle of next week. So this would be like next Tuesday night, Wednesday night, somewhere in that time frame. We're 8 days out, and the models are just now starting to come around to this idea. So we got all sorts of time to figure out if this is even real or not. But over the next 7 days, we have pretty high confidence that we don't have many winter weather concerns taking us through next Tuesday, although, again, we might see some snow showers and flurries along the next cold front Sunday night into Monday. Stay tuned on the possible midweek system for next week. We'll have more details on that potential in future editions of this very same video. Don't forget, we'll do an update to the winter forecast on Monday, 21 News at 6 and 11, and here on Weather for Weather Geeks. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.